Hi everyone, I'm in beautiful downtown Sarasota and I decided to make this video today to talk to you about my decision to move to Sarasota and how I made that decision. I'm getting a lot of people asking me about it and I figured, you know what, I might as well just make this video about this and perhaps it can help you make your own decision. For you to understand though how I came here, I'm gonna have to go back and tell you a little bit about my background. Perhaps you'll find some commonality with my background of Brazilian and German heritage. And so I was born in Brazil, lived there for a few years, and then moved to Germany, where I was basically up until the age around 14 to 15. Then we moved to the United States. While I was in Germany, I would always spend my summers in Rio. And for those people who have been to Rio or those who understand Rio, it's definitely about the beaches. So the beach setting is a setting that I've always enjoyed, partially because I went there on summer break, and how can you not have fun when you're off from school, right? Tropical lifestyle, the beaches, kind of that laid back setting is what I've always appreciated. So then my parents moved us to New York when I was about 15 years old, and that's where I started my career in marketing management in New York City. And I've been in New York City up until I moved to Sarasota. And I love New York. There's absolutely no question about it. Especially as a young person, it's probably one of the best places you can live and start your career in, right? Because if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. But it gets to a point where it all became about work. I remember one time I was sitting in an office on Fifth Avenue and I looked out the window and I saw right through another window into somebody else's office, and they're, sitting in front of their computer, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what a great view I have, a view of another building, and I'm in a building. And it occurred to me that there's got to be something else out there. How nice would it be when you're looking out the window and you actually see trees and some green? So I think the idea of moving out of the city was already back then, but it wasn't until the economic downturn in 2009, 2010, which coincided with a breakup. So I got out of a relationship, which then made me go visit my parents in Sarasota, and they have been here already for years prior to me making the decision to move to Sarasota. So I had known Sarasota just from visiting them during my times off. And so I went in 2009, 2010 to visit my parents. I looked at some job opportunities in marketing management and sent my resume into this one corporation here in Sarasota, and I ended up getting called in for an interview. And I liked the interview, and I thought, okay, well, if they offer me the job, I'm just going to do it. Now it's a great time in my life for me to make such a drastic decision. Certainly, that's what brought me here, because they ended up offering me a job. Why do I love Sarasota? For a lot of the reasons that you hear people talk about in videos, and it's very true. We have some of the most beautiful beaches, and a lot of them. Not just Siesta Key, but there's Lido Beach, Turtle Beach, and of course you have the islands, Anna Maria Island, which is not far away from Sarasota. So I moved here for the beaches, the laid-back lifestyle, the warm weather year-round. I'm not somebody that enjoys skiing. I don't like snow. So I like being somewhere tropical and warmer year-round. And the temperatures here in the summers are about 95 degrees. In the winter, it's maybe 65 with a low 55, but it doesn't really snow in Sarasota, at least not since I've been here. There's so many cute different neighborhoods here, and there's something for everyone in Sarasota. And people talk about that all the time in videos, but it's true. What does it mean, there's something for everyone here? Well, if you're a beach lover, you've got Siesta Key, you've got Lido Beach, you've got all these other beaches that are nearby. If you're someone that likes to be downtown, you're a city person, well, downtown Sarasota is just buzzing. It's grown so much, especially over the last 5 years. The restaurant, bar scene is amazing. We have a solid art scene, Van Wezel, the Urbanite Theater. I mean, there's just a lot to do if you're into the arts. And if you're a nature lover, if you like to go hiking, there's Mayaka Park. There's lots of other parks and trails for you to go hiking in. I tend to be very outdoorsy. I like to do outdoors types of activities. So there's plenty of biking trails I can choose from beyond just the Legacy Trail, which is, what everyone talks about. It's the trail that runs from Sarasota to Venice, and it's an awesome trail, but there's plenty of more biking trails. There's kayaking places, places for you to go swimming in. There's just lots to do year-round outdoors. And that wasn't the case when I was living in New York City. You know, I would say 4 months out of the year you were pretty much cooped in to your apartment, or you jumped into a taxi to get to a restaurant to then take a taxi to go back home because it was too cold to walk on the streets of New York City. So I think there's more life here in Sarasota because there's more days in a year that you can actually do something outdoors. It's also rather laid back in comparison to, you know, a big city lifestyle. Working in Sarasota is awesome because you drive to work, drive to your office, you see a lot of greenery, palm trees, and there's just something so relaxing about it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Now, if you're somebody who's interested to move to Sarasota and you've never been, my recommendation is just come down here. We're getting a lot of people who are buying homes virtually without ever having been here because they're reading a lot about Sarasota and there's a lot of publicity and it's an awesome place. But if you can't afford to come here first, maybe spend 5-7 days, come on vacation, couple that vacation with looking at some properties, you'll get a feel for the different neighborhoods. And we have so many different neighborhoods here, so that when you do end up buying in Sarasota, you're more likely to have bought it in a place that you're going to be happy in versus buying just to sell to rebuy. If you're looking for a realtor, I would love to work with you. I can be reached at 917-543-8560. In any case, if you're moving down to Sarasota, I wish you the best in your apartment or house search, and I'm sure you're going to be happy here. Bye.